Shalom Aleichem, everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful week. This week is Parshas Yitro, and of course we read the Aseres HaDibros. And the fifth Dibra is Kabed es avicha v'esimecha, that we're supposed to have kavod. We're supposed to respect our parents. Certainly a tremendous, tremendous mitzvah, a very difficult mitzvah, one that is very, very hard to properly fulfill. The Gemara identifies that in Maseches Kiddushin, how hard a mitzvah is to fulfill. The Ramban and others point out that in general we have a demarcation of the first five Aseres HaDibros are bin Adam Lamakom, and the last five are bin Adam L'Chavero, and the question therefore begs itself, in what sense is Kabed es avicha v'esimecha looks like a classic mitzvah ben Adam L'Chavero? Why is that on the right side of the Aseres HaDibros? Why is it in the mitzvos ben Adam Lamakom section? And many have suggested different ideas, but I think if one takes a look at the Sefer HaChinuch, his explanation of this mitzvah, and perhaps developing a little bit based on the Gemara Maseches Kiddushin, one can understand that Kabed es avicha v'esimecha is very much a transition. It's a transition dibra. It transitions us from the mitzvahs ben Adam Lamakom, the dibros ben Adam Lamakom, to the dibros ben Adam L'Chavero. In the sense that the Sefer HaChinuch says what Kabed es avicha v'esimecha is about. It's a mitzvah of hakaras hatov, is to appreciate from even before we're born how much our parents do for us every single moment of our lives, nurturing us when we're small babies, children, educating us, caring for us, feeding us, sheltering us, marrying us off, doing all of these things that our parents do for us. What a profound sense of hakaras hatov. And the Sefer HaChinuch says that's a mashal. You think so how much your parents do for you, how much they do for us, so even more so how much HaKadosh Baruch Hu does for us. It triggers us. It's a mashal for the mitzvah of kavod shamayim. And indeed, the Gemara Maseches Kiddushin, at the end of the first parak in the mitzvah, where it discusses the mitzvah of kibbud av v'em, points out that there's a relationship. Just like I have a mitzvah of kibbud av, I also have a mitzvah of kavod shamayim. Just like I have a mitzvah of ish imo v'aviv tira'u, there's a mitzvah of yira when it comes to our mothers and when it comes to our fathers. The Gemara tells us, yes, there's a mitzvah of yiras Hashem. Just like there's an isser to curse. A child cannot curse his parents. A son cannot curse his father. So too, one is not allowed to be makalel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the Gemara even says that a person is not allowed to makeh aviv imo mosi mas, is not allowed to hit his parents. And lu yitzuyer, if it was possible to hit HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that certainly would be usher as well. Of course, Hashem is ein lo guf, and therefore you can't hit him. But fundamentally, there's a relationship. That's what the Gemara seems to say, is that kibbud av is a mashal for kvod shamayim, and that all comes down to that mitzvah, that sense, that deep felt feeling of hakaras hatov. Our parents do everything for us, and that should trigger in our minds how much Hashem does for us. The oxygen that we breathe, the water, the food, our bodies, our eyes, everything about this world is all because of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that sense of hakaras hatov. So it's a perfect transition. Yes, it looks like a mitzvah ben Adam L'Chavero, but it's right at the end of mitzvahs ben Adam Lamakom, because it triggers, it brings us into those mitzvahs, but it triggers in us a deep felt sense of hakaras hatov to Hashem for every single thing that He does, and that's what the mitzvah of kibbud av v'em, where it's positioned and what it's meant to accomplish, to respect our parents in the highest levels possible, but triggering us to a vision of kvod shamayim as well. Have a wonderful Shabbos Kodesh.